Okay, we're on part 25, Best of the West in Art, Music, Movies, and Books by me, Pete Rogers. We're going to go real quick through study skills books, and then we'll start talking about the best historians. We're in the chapter on best books. Okay, so the best study skills books, probably the best one would be Super Memory, Super Student. I think every kid should read that. You could read that in junior high. Okay. Then the next best one will be Straight A at Stanford on to Harvard. That's my book. That's more like a college. The student version's good. College to grad school level. How to Raise IQ and Become a Genius by me. That's about helping parents to have smarter children, because kids nowadays are stupider than ever. Rhyme, Rhetoric, and Logic is how do you write effectively. It's like having a PhD in writing. I went through everything about how to write well, including rhyme, rhetoric, public speaking, you name it. Okay, Underground Guide to Study Skills. You can read that junior high level, but it's advanced stuff. But I took out all I dumbed it down so a kid could read it. Made it real short. Okay, this other guy is a genius, Arvind Vohra, Lies, Damn Lies, and College Admissions. And he runs a teaching program to help kids get better grades on their SATs, for example. He's real smart. How to Get into an Ivy League College is another book by him. Okay, now we are ready to talk about the best historians. Okay, so the first one is going to be David Barton. And David Barton has a lot of YouTube videos. I can put a link in the description below. He wrote an entire book about Thomas Jefferson, how Thomas Jefferson has been slandered. Thomas Jefferson, by modern standards, would be considered a religious fanatic. He was reading the Bible in all these different languages, and he was, spent a tremendous amount of time promoting the Bible. And at the Thomas Jefferson University, every single student had to read the Bible. He would be like a Bible fanatic by modern standards when you learn about him. Okay, much, much, much more religious than people think. All right. But David Barton goes through that. He goes through tons of stuff about the founding of the United States. The United States was founded as a Christian country. The pastors had lots of involvement. The vast majority of the people involved were devout Christians, were moderate to devout Christians, okay? The Founding Fathers were way more religious than is widely realized by the average person. They would have prayer sessions in the same rooms where they would legislate, okay? Okay, you look at what they said. John Adams, this Constitution is only for a Christian country. Benjamin Rush, the most important thing is it a Christian country. Patrick Henry, this nation was founded to be a Christian nation. Okay? The Bible's worth all the other books ever printed. Okay? The constitutions of individual states required you couldn't even be an American citizen if you weren't a Christian. That's how it used to be. Okay, the next great historian I'm going to talk about. The reason I'm showing you all these historians is people are going to, potentially question, when I wrote this book here, The Best of the West, how the West is intensely founded on Christianity. And I'm going to say, here you go. Here's just a couple of the historians I've read that will tell you the exact same thing. When you get back to the source documents, you will see that that is true. You will see, as Thomas Woods had said, he wrote the book, How the Catholic Church Built Civilization. That is a true statement. Modern civilization, Western civilization, by far the greatest civilization that's ever existed on the history of the planet, was founded by the Catholic Church primarily. That's a true statement. That's obvious to anybody who's actually really studied the Middle Ages and the Roman Empire and the subsequent transition from the Roman Empire to the Middle Ages. It's obvious. Thomas Woods said, the Catholic Church is the greatest institution ever founded in the history of mankind. It's the longest lasting institution ever founded in the history of mankind. You'll see it's incredible, all the good things that it did. Yes, I know the modern Pope is an Antichrist piece of crap, open you-know-what, who wants to destroy Christianity. He's a fake. He's an infiltrated Antichrist. All right, well, anyways, I'll try to put a link. I'll try to remember to put a link to David Barton and Thomas Woods below. I made a whole series of videos about Thomas Woods, plus he has his own series of videos about how the Catholic Church built civilization. I'll give you one more teacher for this session, then we'll call it a day for today. Rufus Fears. Out of all the professors at thegreatcourses.com, also called Wondrium now, he's the best one. Anything he does, he's great at it. Okay, he was a PhD from Harvard in history. He later on taught at some other places like Indiana. They said they couldn't find an auditorium big enough to hold all the students that want to take his class. Everybody wants to take his class because he really knows a lot. He's fun and he's nice, and his enthusiasm bubbles over into whatever he talks about, and he makes it interesting and fun. So here's one of his. I'll try to put a link to some. He's got YouTube videos. Famous Greeks, the course by Rufus Fears. People have asked me what's the best way to get started studying the ancient Greeks, and I would say the Rufus Fears lectures are the best way. Once he gets you going and gets you all enthusiastic, hits a couple high points, you'll be more understanding and motivated to learn more about them. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you found that helpful. I'll have some links in the discussion below.